Okay, so we're going to take a look at Sassy today. But Sassy and Mac are in the bathtub, and Sassy is strangling Mac. Sassy wants out of the bathtub. Apparently, she's panicky, and Mac is not. So I've got this towel here, and it runs down the side where she can put her claws in and get up. So she needs to get off Mac, but she will usually come up here. Matt, Sassy. Let's give her a moment. They've gone poo-poo in there. One maybe has. I don't know if the other has. Sassy, she's not being Sassy. Come here. Once she sees, they're actually really smart. I mean, we know that Tegus are smart. And Sassy's smart too. Even though sometimes it seems like she's a little scatterbrained. But she'll see that she has her towel there, and that's her exit. They know that they get a towel, and when they want to get out, they can. They're not stuck in the tub. But sometimes they do get a little panicky, and they're like, I want out right now. I want out. Get me out. And I'm like, oh gosh, you don't see the towel. So then I will take them out. But I want to show you, Sassy will come up the towel, and that's her exit. So just bear with us here. I got warm water in there, of course. Warm water, not hot water, but warm water. I mean, it's pleasant, and Mac is enjoying the warm water. I got to be careful because Sassy's nails can take out Mac's or scratch his eyeballs, even though he has those protective lids and all that. But Sassy's nails are just ridiculously sharp. Come on, Sassy. All right, there she is. No, don't go over there. That's cold. So this is usually when I will get my towel down, because Sassy's nails are ridiculously sharp, but she jumped down. And then I will pick her up just like this, and I'll move her into my lap. She doesn't want to stay here long, but I managed to keep her up here. She is a sweet girl, and that's so thankful that she's not a biter, because she obviously doesn't like to be wrangled and directed and told what to do. She's more of acts a little more wild, just doesn't necessarily like to be touched. I can touch her, and she's not scared, and she's not threatened, and she's not worried. But she wants to get down on the floor, and the floor is cold compared to me and the bathtub, and that little space heater right there does warm the floor up, but it takes time. So I put her up here and try to manage her the best I can. She will go up to my shoulders and crawl around, and then as a lame brain and tries to jump to the countertop and then knocks things over there. She's going back up to my neck. Let's see, there's her tail. Let's see here. And then she looks around and she wants to just cause trouble. Jump into the face of the counter and fall down on the floor, or make a massive leap from my shoulder to the bathroom drapes there, or the bathroom I don't know what that's called, that keeps the water from getting out of the shower on the ground. She'll jump onto that, and 2 out of 10 times she'll stick to it like a dart, and then she'll climb up to the top. She's just a renegade, just very sassy. That's all I can say. And she'll sit up there on my shoulder, And I mentioned in the other video that they like to get up high. I don't think it's a good practice to be, sitting on the floor with them, because you're still, even when you're sitting on your rear end and you're sitting up, with your back against the wall or something, you're still towering over them. I mean, even though Sassy and Mac are used to me, I think it's good to get in a chair, and if you need a towel like I do, I mean, it's just a good thing to do. And then you can let them climb on you. Climbing on you is better than them just wandering on the floor. I mean, if you're just trying to bond with your reptile, they get more involved with me when they're in my hand and in my lap, and I just think that's good practice. But Sassy, I can pet her, and let me set my tripod and little camera set up down, and I'll just show you what Sassy likes and doesn't like. There's Mac, still sitting in the water, full of poop. Chilling out. I'm gonna let him sit in there for a little bit longer, and then I'll take him out, wash him off. That cracks me up. Wash him off, and then put him up in the window where it's warm, and then wash that stuff out of the bathtub. I don't know. I think that maybe is only one poop, or it could be the two's poop. I don't know. Kind of funny. Ay, caramba! Ouch! She climbs up to my head. She's a good girl. Her nails are just freaking crazy sharp. Oh, everything hurts. It goes right through my clothes. They're so sharp. And so she's just a completely different handling experience. You can't handle her like Mac, but I'll lasso her neck if she'll just sit still. She doesn't like to sit still. But I'll put my hand around her neck and kind of direct her that way, and she's a backup artist. Mac never backs up. This lizard is queen backup. If she gets into, and I'm saying backup as she will go in reverse. Mac will just try to bully through and go forward, and doesn't really know about going backwards to change direction, where Sassy will go in reverse. So when I block her path, she will back up and go backwards. Or if I, put my hands on her head, she's not getting stressed. Someone asked in a video question if, thinking that their tegus was stressed by them being handled. I think that I know these tegus enough, and they know me enough, that they're not scared or threatened. And that's a stressful point. And sorry for this beam of light that's coming in through the window. Can't control that right now. It's just a little bit later in the morning, but she will let me pet her and touch her head one or two times, but she won't let me do it over and over. So I got to be really careful of her nails. When she's walking over my hands very lightly, it hurts. Because she pushes with her nails. She doesn't just step, she pushes and pulls like that. And so they're just little syringes. But I'll just keep her up here and play with her, and she gets used to my hands. She's knowing who I am. She knows my touch. She's not threatened, or she would be biting or whipping or rolling. She just wants to get down on the ground, and she wants to go patrol and do what she likes to do. She just likes to go to the door and scratch at the door and try to go under the door. That's why she's got this little white thing on her nose as she goes up to the walls and scratches at the walls. She wants to wander and go and explore the house. It's so silly, but she's very, very tame. I love her very, very much. She's just a completely different lizard. Just like children, if I don't have children, but if you had, a woman has children, family, if the family has two or three children, the children can be night and day different. The two children will probably be the same or similar, and then the third one is just off the wall, completely different. And so Sassy's kind of the different one, and she's just gotta be constantly moving. Probably more like most Tegus. Mac is kind of unusual, but she just looks and looks for something to jump onto and somewhere to go. But she's doing really, really well. She's just always got a different, I can't say it right now. A point on her body where something looks different, and so her main body is different than her tail. She sheds here first and sheds here second, or sheds her tail first and her body second. So there's a line that divides that up right there. Let's see if I can get her. See if we can look at that right there. And it's right on that beam of that light. She's so squirmy. She's such a squirmster. But if I held her like this and she was panicked and she was biting me, I mean, she'd have 20 times to bite me now. Because when I grab her head to restrain her from going somewhere or going down, or you can grab them to reposition them, and that can piss them off. They can turn around and latch on to your finger or your palm or your hand. But she's not like that. So it's cool that she's just the way she is. Super squirmy. Sassy the Squirm Girl. Oh, it hurts so bad when she goes up onto my shirt. This is not the sweater. It's not my sweater that I use, my thick sweatshirt. So just is a light t-shirt. But she'll go up there and sit. I took her to the pet store. I took her to the big reptile pet store here in Plano. And I just hold on to her tail, like I said in the other video about Mac, when I was talking about, Mac's character. I can hold on to her tail, firmly, and I think it gives her a little bit of confidence too. And she sat on my shoulder for an hour. She's gonna get down, try to go to the ground. Tegus, and sat on my shoulder as I held her by her tail, and we walked around for an hour, and she was fine. Didn't cause me any issues. People were like, "Oh, pretty Tegu, let me touch," and touching her, and we had such a good time, and she was so well behaved. Just when we get home, she gets into her environment, and she's comfortable, and she just wants to cruise around and just climb on everything. And I gotta just be real mindful of her, because the house is cold, and I don't like them to get on the cold floor. And I'm sure they don't like it, but it seems like they don't mind the cold floor. But their core temperature will drop really, really fast if they're running around on the floor for any certain amount of time. I turned my heater off in here because of the humming sound. But but that's what I kind of do with Sassy. See, she just wants to get down, and I gotta readjust her. See, she'll let me touch her head. She just doesn't enjoy it. Mac permits it so much easier. It's not like your kid, you try to, like I said, when I was a kid, my mother would try to touch on, like, leave me alone, don't stop, and that's kind of like Sassy. So she's letting me stroke her neck and pet her head, but I think inside she's going, gosh, this sucks. Just leave me alone. Let me be a lizard. Let me get on the ground and let me go scratch and dig and be a lizard. And there she'll flop down on the ground. And she's got a pretty head, and her eyes are very orange. If you want to call that a shade of red, because she's a red Tegu, but she's very tannish, a little bit of orangish, and different light. There, she's looking for a way to get down. Just want to bring this video and highlight her too. She's just very unique, and and I've gotten to really enjoy her, and I am glad that I have her, even though she wasn't planned to be bought and had. You know, to have 2 Tegus is what I'm saying. Just planned on having Mac, and Mac is he's basically you know, all I needed. But let's just look at him in the tub, sitting there in the poopy tub, and then I'll end the video. All right. Mac just loves to sit in the tub. Well, he sees the camera now, and now he's... They're always like, what is that device you're pointing at me? We'll end with a little bit of a sassy strut as she struts around the room, kind of like an alligator. You know, if you ever watch alligator videos, when alligators are walking, they walk just like Sassy the alligator, I guess. Hey, also as a closing bonus, I found out, saw a video, and it told me how to easily identify if I have a male or a female. And I just had concerns with Mac being a female, if not a male, and trying to figure out why Sassy and Mac get along so well. And I thought maybe Mac was a female. You know, I just don't know. So it's really easy to identify, and I'll show you real quick, because I've noticed that Mac has this, and it's right by his little anus, if you want to use that term. It's a little bump on either side, you know, a little certain scale that's raised, and you can feel it really easily, and you can kind of see it. Let me get Mac down out of the window where they like to sit. And again, you know, they're up high, and they love it when it's up high. They settle down. Well, Sassy settles down when she's up high, and obviously, you know, look, my head's right here. They can tell that they're elevated, and they like to be up high. So there you go. There's that. But let me show you his little. I don't know exactly what it's called. You could easily Google that, but I'll show you that little pad on either side of his tail, right there by his rear end. Okay, because it is backlit here, let me get his flipper out of the way, this big flipper. Move that forward. Right there by his tail, and his foot's gonna get in the way. Here's this raised scale right there. You can put your thumb on it and feel it. It's not as pronounced as I've seen it before, but it's right there. All right, you'll just have to see. I can't don't have 3 hands, but there's the little bump on either side. Now he's like, I don't like you looking at my rear end. Stop it. Stop looking at my rear end. Mac's a big boy. He's a boy for sure.